In the autumn quarter of 2012, our group of students from the class What We Know and How We Know It has tackled philosophical, religious, literary, ethical, scientific, and indigenous ways of knowing through readings, lectures, and discussion. We analyze these as the lenses through which we humans make our own unique choices and make connections to our own methods of learning. We have come to understand how our upbringings and personal experiences have enormous influence on our decision-making processes, meaning that everyone will view a specific scenario differently. When the scenario becomes controversial, what are the motivating factors in choosing a side, and how do they define us? To what extent do we feel compelled one way or another to do what we think is right, and how do we convey our beliefs to others?
Savita Halapanavar, a Hindu Indian woman in Ireland, was about 17 weeks pregnant. She went into a hospital when pain started in her abdomen, and it turns out that she was having a miscarriage. In Ireland, because of their Catholic background, abortions are not clearly legal or illegal. The law strictly prohibits abortion. However, the Supreme Court ruled a few years ago that abortions could be legal if and only if the mother's life was in jeopardy. As the physician, you are aware that the fetus will die, but the life of the mother is uncertain. She could die if you refuse to give her an abortion, or she could live. However, if you do decide to grant her an abortion, you will receive criticism and it will be detrimental to your medical practice. Do you, as the physician, grant her a request for an abortion or take the chance that she may die?
We conducted a survey of 100 students in the UW freshman class. We gave them a hypothetical situation and asked them if they would give a woman an abortion in a situation where she may die without it. Then we asked how they made the decision and what their religious preferences were. 87% of those polled would give an abortion in this hypothetical situation. 77 out of 100 people said that ethical principles were the main influence in making their decision, and only 6 out of 100 said religion influenced their decision. And even though about 5% of people said religion influenced their decision, about a third reported having a religious affiliation, ranging from Pentecostal to agnostic to Nazarene. We expected that people would be more universally in favor of giving the abortion, and we were surprised that so many said they wouldn't give an abortion to a woman who possibly would die without it. Also, we were surprised at the distribution of ways of knowing. Many more people said they were religious than said that religion influenced their decision. There was also not very many people who claimed that ethics or science influenced their decisions.
I've done a lot of work with reproductive justice advocacy in the past. During high school, I was a member of a peer sex ed team. And on another level, I have had personal experience with abortion in that a friend of mine last fall, was raped and got pregnant from it and didn't have the money to get an abortion, so I had to help her find services in order to get an abortion because she didn't want to keep the baby. I knew instantly what my feelings were on the issue. The baby wasn't going to make it anyways. So it was basically just the mother's life or death in the hands of the physician. The reason why I think a lot of people are against abortion is because they see it as taking away a life. And if that life was already gone, then there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that the right thing to do would be to give the abortion to the mother that could potentially save her life. I can understand that a lot of people have a lot of emotion tied to abortion, and that would cause them to be against abortion under any circumstances just because they see it as such a horrible thing and maybe even like a form of murder. But I think on deeper reflection on the issue, I find it very hard to believe that anyone would be okay if they were the physician making the decision, being okay giving a death sentence to this woman just for their own personal ideas.
Yeah, I feel like giving her an abortion is the best thing to do. Personally, I feel like denying her the abortion. I mean, as either a physician or as a person who knows her, if she died because she didn't have the abortion and it's questionable that she would live without having one, then I would just feel tremendous guilt for that. And that translates directly into my decision in that I wouldn't want, like, there's also the logical component to that, but I wouldn't want the emotional burden of knowing that here's someone who's definitely suffering now and who could possibly die if I don't take action, and knowing that my inaction could worsen her situation. I mean, yeah, that the emotions complement my reason in this case, and I never try to let my emotions override my reason, but reasonably speaking, the Hippocratic Oath says that we ought to do the thing that is least harmful, first do no harm, and to not carry out an abortion on an already dead fetus would be to complicate the life of the mother and could potentially kill her, and that is unethical.
That it should be avoided if at all possible, but if it is the only possible option left, that it should be considered even only with the consent of both the mother and the father, or if there is no father, if the father is illegitimate, then just the mother. It's like, in my mind, abortion is wrong, but it's not like there's always circumstantial evidence that differ from case to case. I believe that experiences in religion are like more important than experiences in science, because it's a lot easier to believe science when they tell you these things, because they're all smart and they've been there, done that, and you like read it and you understand it, and then the more you learn, the more you understand. While in faith, it's all a person-to-person basis different, so your own personal experiences can count as a lot more. But religion is more of an individual, personal, there's a lot more at stake than just understanding a concept of an apple falling to the ground because of gravity. Because religion impacts how you live, it impacts how you think, it impacts how you talk, it should impact like how you live completely. So even if you tell 100 people the same thing, their reactions and what they think about it is going to be 100 ways different.
In the end, the woman died because she was denied an abortion. Both the baby and the mother's lives were lost. Since then, the international community and the woman's family have launched criticism slamming Ireland's rigid abortion laws. Women in Ireland must travel to England if they want an abortion, which is sometimes impossible due to the woman's failing health. Current debate attempts to reconcile the country's firm Catholic background with what is medically practical.